Hey guys, this is a FASCO Charleston, but it's not just an ordinary FASCO Charleston. This is a rare, uncommon variant. Probably the first thing you'll notice is this one has 5 blades. That's very uncommon. Most of these had 4 blades, and they didn't come out with the 5-bladed ones until very late in the run of the Charleston models, so all 5-blade ones you see are very late models. Now, this one happens to fall under the 3rd gen category of Charlestons. Now, the way that Charlestons work is there are 3 generations. The first one, the second one, and the third one. The second and third ones looks the most similar. The first one's a little bit different. The first one has a sort of a flat motor housing with a little bump kind of where the motor sticks out. It has a bell canopy and J-hook mounting. Or not J-hook or double claw. I think they were interchangeable. And it also had sort of flatter, wider blade badges. The second gen had the same blade badges, same bell canopy, but it had a sort of a angled motor housing like you see on this one. Didn't have that bump. It was kind of smooth, kind of tapered or something. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was kind of like tapered or just like angled, yeah, I guess. Instead of a J-hook or a double claw mount, it had ball and socket, but it still had the old-fashioned bell canopy. And then the third generation came out, or the second generation came out around 85, 86. Third generation came out around, I want to say 88, 89. And the third generation that you see here has the same motor housing as the second generation, and it had the same blade badges as well. However, it had a different canopy. It had ball socket, but the canopy was flatter, and it mounted in the bell canopy. It mounted on the mounting bracket. Also, the first and second generations had flat nose caps. The third generations had the kind of fancy one, the kind of domed one that you see here. Now, the 4-bladed models, first, second, and third generation, all had metal flywheels. However, the 5-bladed models had rubber flywheels with sort of a brass flywheel cover like you see here. And that was true for all 5 and 6-bladed FASCOs. Except for the American Spirit and a few others, the Boca Raton, I think. But like the World's Fair, the Great Room, the not the Old South. What's the other one? The World's Fair, Great Room, Decorator. That was the other one. All and the 5-bladed models of the Charleston all had rubber flywheels with that brass flywheel cover. It was still a dropped fly. I guess ones with dropped flywheels, because the Boca Raton and the American Spirit didn't have dropped flywheels. But yeah, other than the fact that it has a rubber flywheel and 5 blades, it's basically the exact same thing as a regular 3rd generation. The model number is 552 instead of 452. If this were a regular 4-bladed model, it would be 452, 4 designating the 4 blades. 5, of course, designates the 5 blades. And it does have some older characteristics of the older ones. For instance, it has a stack motor in it. The earliest ones had stack, or it has a stack motor in it. It has like I said, blade badges, dropped flywheel, the nose. It has an arcless pull chain, which is something that I did not know that they were using all the way up until now. This one is dated August of 1990, so it's a later one. Not the latest, but it's not one of the earliest 3rd gens. So, it is reversible. It has a reverse switch inside of the vent, kind of like on the 2nd and 3rd gen. 1st gen had the reverse switch on top of the motor, I believe. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Start it up on high. And when I got it, I did have to oil the nylon bushing between the nose and the flywheel cover. And that's like that on all FASCOs. and Emerson's and Sears's with dropped flywheels, the nylon bushing between the nose and the flywheel gets dry and rattles. But now that I've done that, it runs very quietly. It has a slight startup sound, but it's moving pretty fast. And airflow is really good too, as expected from a FASCO. Okay, turn it down to medium. And this one follows a similar characteristic to other FASCOs that I've had the privilege to test or whatever, in that it has a rather slow medium, or at least slow for me, maybe not for other people, but it's just kind of slow. My four-bladed second generation Charleston that's currently upstairs has a really slow medium, and I always thought it was the capacitor going bad, but apparently no. That's just how FASCO made them. And I mean, it doesn't really affect it that much because the blades are so steeply pitched and the motor's so powerful that it still moves a really good amount of air on medium at the slow speed that it runs. So that's medium. Turn it down to low. And again, another trait that all these FASCOs shares is that they have a very nice, slow aesthetic low, and this one is no exception. These FASCOs have one of the best restaurant lows I've ever seen. I think FASCOs, Casablancas with IntelliTouch and Slumber Quiet, and a few more, I can't remember. Basically all older variable speed fans. So there's that nice slow low that we like to see with FASCOs. Alright, let's turn it off. Stop it. Find the reverse switch. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. It did something weird there for a second, but I thought I'd skipped the pull chain sequence or something, but no. So because it goes so slow, it takes a while for it to get up to speed on low. I think it's almost there. Okay, so that's low and reverse. Seems about the same. Do medium now. Medium is also about the same, I think. Yeah. And now high. It's wobbling a little on high. Didn't wobble at all in forward. Moving so much air, it's actually blowing the coat up hanging up next to it. See if I can get a... See that? Yep. It does have a little bit of a motor whine in reverse for some reason. Okay, turn it off now. Oh my god, I just realized my flash is on. Whatever. I'm not redoing the video. I guess you can see it a little better now with the flash on. I don't know. So there's the blades, just plain white wood blades on both wood on both sides, or white on both sides. They're made of wood. So you got your white and polished brass motor housing, your polished brass nose, flywheel cover, and blade badges. The downrod on here that I have on here is polished brass, but it originally came with a really long white downrod. That's the only downrod, the suitable length downrod for this fan that I had, and it was polished brass. So I mean, it kind of works because you got your white, you got your polished brass white, polished brass white, polished brass white. So I guess it's kind of cool. This is all beautiful. The finish of this flywheel cover is in like perfect condition. The blade badge is okay. Nose maybe, nose cap not so much. But yeah. So one of the reasons why these are so rare these days, or so uncommon, is because the rubber flywheels that FASCO used were made of a really, really cheap rubber that, well, I don't know how cheap it was, but just disintegrated very quickly. And you'll find a lot of these days that have the flywheel's just completely rotted and the blades are all saggy. It's most common on World's Fairs because of the 6 blades and American Spirits for some reason. I'm not sure why. Yeah. 5-bladed Charleston seem to have, I think, the best ones. I know decorators tend to have bad flywheels. Charlestons and Great Rooms seem to be the two whose flywheels survive. Yeah, so pretty cool. Another characteristic that this fan doesn't have that all other Charlestons had, at least that I'm aware of, first, second, and third generations, the blades are completely level. They don't swoop up kind of like, they don't have this like most, on all of the 4-bladed ones, the blades kind of go up at an angle, which I really like. My 4-bladed one upstairs has that. I really like that. But for some reason, the 5-bladed ones, I guess, just don't have that. I don't know if that had something to do with like balancing for the rubber flywheel, or I really don't know. But yeah, the reverse switch is right in that vent right there. Forgot to flip it back to forward. Arcless pull chain. Let's see if I can show you the tag. There's that sort of flat canopy that I was talking about. It looks almost like one of the early Alaska Shenyuan canopies, or a Fanimation canopy of today, actually. So the tag is right here, as you can see. Model 552 Charleston fan, and the date code is at the bottom. It says 8/90, the August 1990. It's made in USA. Something you don't see very much anymore on anything. And this one's downrod actually is a cotter pin assembly and set screw. The other ones, earlier ones, I think had a threaded. The one, at least my 2nd gen, has a threaded downrod, which is pretty interesting. So I think that's it for this video. So that is the FASCO 5-bladed 3rd generation Charleston ceiling fan. Thank you for watching, and more to